Today, we're gonna dive into some of the weirdest, strangest, and mind bending mysteries in the gaming industry. We're not talking about creepy games or lost cartridges, but rumors that spread across the internet unexplained and still haven't been solved. Some of the mysteries started on forums. Some came from leaked interviews, some from actual developers. Grab your snacks, hit the subscribe button, because this is going to be an interesting deep dive into gaming lore. Valve's creepy employee stalker database. In 2017, a former Valve employee made a series of Reddit posts claiming Valve had internal systems that tracked employees' social relationships, monitored who talked to who, stored logs of Slack and internal messages, were used to guide promotions and assignments. The post said that employees who weren't considered liked by the internal culture slowly had their roles erased. The posts were shortly deleted after. The user account vanished, and Valve never addressed it. No one else has confirmed or denied it. And because Valve is famously secretive with no traditional hierarchy, no official titles, and no public.org chart, this rumor became one of the weirdest corporate mysteries in gaming. Sonic 3 and Michael Jackson's deleted soundtrack. This rumor isn't a rumor. This is real. Multiple composers, including Brad Buxer, confirmed MJ worked on Sonic 3 music. But the mystery is why his name isn't in the credits, and how much of his music survived. This rumor began in the early 2000s on Sonic Retro forums, where players and fans noticed Sonic 3 tracks resembled known Michael Jackson melodies. Later, Buxer admitted publicly that MJ contributed themes but was removed. But why? Theories include Sega disliked the Genesis sound chip, Jackson wasn't satisfied with the output, and Sega distancing themselves after the MJ scandals. To this day, Sega has never officially explained the full story. The F-Zero-AX Ghost Saves. F-Zero-AX was the arcade counterpart to F-Zero GX. Both games could transfer data between the arcade cabinet and GameCube memory cards. When collectors rediscovered surviving AX units, they found memory still stored inside, but the data made no sense. Cars that had stats impossible to obtain, record times that human players can physically achieve, custom machine colors not available in-game, and names that didn't match typical player profiles. These cabinets were later shown on Sega and preservation forums, and players speculated that the data came from Sega internal testers or early debug builds, and even leftover developer machines. But Sega never confirmed it. So AX machines remains a mystery of ghost-like save files nobody understands. Rockstars North's Forbidden Secret Room. This rumor came from former Rockstar employees speaking anonymously on Reddit and Glassdoor. Multiple claims mention a locked room inside Rockstars North offices in Edinburgh. They were separated from the rest of the floor. It required a special keycard to get in. It contained no windows and was absent from the company floor map. Staff reportedly joked that it was where the real GTA was made. Other developers claimed it hosted prototype tech. Things like spatial scanning experiments, abandoned GTA 5 mechanics, canceled games, and alternative engines. Rockstar, being extremely secretive, has never clarified the room's purpose or even its existence, and it is a very interesting corporate mystery. PT's Wawman. When players data mined PT, Kojima's cancelled Silent Hills teaser, they found a model called the Wawman. The origin of this rumor comes from the cutting room floor in data miner Lance McDonald's videos, where they discovered a humanoid creature embedded in walls, fully animated movement cycles, unique sound files, and AI behavior scripts that trigger when the player isn't looking. People tried spawning it in-game with hacks, but PT frequently crashed when the creature appeared. Some believe it was meant to stalk the player silently, just like Lisa does. Others think it was a scrapped jump scare Kojima planned. Because PT was removed from PlayStation forever, the full Wawman behavior will likely never be seen. The Elden Ring $2 million leak. Before Elden Ring launched, a user on Discord and 4chan claimed they had access to storyboard images, early area maps, cut bosses, and alternate endings. They had said a private collector paid over $2 million for the internal files. This rumor spread from archived V threads and Soulsborne Discord servers when several well-known leakers suddenly shut down their accounts the same week. People noticed connections between previously leaked concept art and things the anonymous leaker described. Then everything went silent. Entire Discord servers closed, accounts were deleted, and mods removed threads. Some believe Bandai Namco sent legal takedowns. Others think the leak was a hoax. But nothing has ever resurfaced, making it a very bizarre pre-release gaming rumor. Lavender Town Syndrome. This rumor exploded in the early 2010s creepypasta sites like 4chan's Export. It claimed that the original 1996 Pokemon Red and Green Lavender Town theme in Japan caused headaches, nausea, depression, and even suicide. The spooky part is that players noticed that the original Game Boy soundtrack had high-pitched binaural tones that were later removed or softened in Pokemon Blue and all Western releases. Music data miners on YouTube analyzed the frequencies and confirmed that, yes, certain high-frequency layers were removed from later versions, but there were no official medical cases. It was just a creepypasta, but one with enough reality to make it believable. The rumor has been debunked, but it remains a very enduring gaming myth from the 2010s. The missing GoldenEye. GoldenEye on the N64 is a very legendary shooter, but according to former Rare developers, the multiplayer mode we got was not the final version. This rumor started through interviews posted on the cutting room floor in Rare Thief, where ex-staff mentioned a randomized objective system, extra levels, weapons that never shipped, like a timed detonator, and early builds supporting up to 8 players via experimental methods. What makes it mysterious is that none of these builds appeared in the 2022's GoldenEye re-release, and even the gigantic 2019 Rare Internal Archive leak didn't include them. Developers say that the code probably still exists on some backup tape in an attic, but no one knows where. Some GoldenEye fans on Assembler Games forums believe the build was overwritten during crunch. Others think a Rare employee still has it stored privately. Either way, one of the most famous FPS games ever might have a drastically bigger multiplayer mode that simply vanished. Miyamoto's missing Nintendo years. Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, Zelda, and Star Fox, has a weird gap in his documented history. Between 1977 and 1983, almost nothing is publicly recorded about what he was actually doing inside Nintendo. The mystery comes from early gaming historians noticing that Nintendo's corporate logs from this area were minimal, and Miyamoto himself rarely speaks about what projects he attempted. Some rumors say he helped and abandoned arcade titles like Sheriff and Radar Scope that were later erased. Retro researchers on sites like Hidden Palace or LostLevels.org have pointed out that Miyamoto's referenced at least 3 failed prototypes, and they never saw the light of day, but he never elaborated. Nintendo Japan refuses to discuss internal prototypes from that era. So this gap in his career has become known in fan circles as the Lost Miyamoto era, a period in which the world's greatest game designer might have worked on several unseen games we'll never get to play. Polybius. Polybius is a very famous urban legend. The rumor first appeared on coinup.org forums around the early 2000s, where a user claimed they remembered an arcade cabinet in Portland, Oregon, in the 1980s that caused players to have hallucinations, nightmares, get addicted, or even suffer seizures. And supposedly, the cabinet was monitored by mysterious men in black who collected gameplay data. From there, the rumor spread through early creepypasta sites, Usenet.archives, and eventually YouTube in the mid-2000s. The supposed developer Sinaslochen doesn't appear in any real arcade manufacturing records. No ROM was ever found and no cabinet surfaced. But what keeps the rumor alive is that multiple people on Portland arcade forums swear they saw a weird black cabinet that vanished overnight. And in 2017, a fan-made version accidentally revived the myth, causing people to think it resurfaced. To this day, Polybius remains a mix between Mandela effect, creepypasta, and urban legend, but it's one that players swear was real. Thanks so much for watching, and the real mystery is why you haven't subscribed yet. If you want to check out my other videos, music breakdowns, or possible other video game theories, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and go check out my music on Spotify and on Apple Music.